Today I'm speaking to an entrepreneur that's built a skincare brand, moisturizers and beard oils. Incredibly difficult. And he's got a problem where he's thinking too small. He's created these beautiful, wonderful products, built a brand and everything, but he's just not thinking big enough. We're going to give him the medicine to prescribe that problem. Let's do it. Hello campers. Hello campers. Welcome back to the business broadcast on this here bank holiday August Tuesday. It's not a bank holiday, but we're recording it.
We are, which is fantastic content for November when this comes out, and everyone's watching this going, why do them two look like they've just come back from a sunshine convention?
I was thinking we should have more jingles because I like the little break that we get while the jingles are playing. It's nice, isn't it? I wanted to just kick off with something interesting.
I'm glad you've decided to. The listeners have been desperate for that to happen, so there you go. You're welcome.
Roughly over the last 6 days, we've generated around £1 million in sales across the group of my companies.
This is mainly Jim, by the way. Of that, I've contributed about £3.50. Carry on.
And so I thought, it's going to be a good day. And then I opened my banking apps, because I checked the banking apps, thought, I can't wait to see the bank account. About 1.1 million's gone out today. That's the truth, gang. That is.
You're net down 100 grand.
That is entrepreneurship in a heartbeat.
Well, there you go. Made £1 million, spent 1.1.
Unbelievable.
What have you spent 1.1 million quid on?
Utilities, payroll, HMRC.
What does that actually feel like, right? So you're all excited and giddy.
We have had a gangbusters trading weekend. I mean,
what?
The Blue Ball's been on fire. Rossi Ice Cream's been on fire. Marsh Farmley Valley. Our indoor businesses
doing well, by the way. They're not actually on fire.
No,
it's not just a big insurance scam.
I actually said to Nats, I said, we've had it off this weekend. She went, you can't say that.
You can't say that. Oh, by the way, we haven't.
No. Maybe we have.
I thought you came with a spring in your step.
No, and I just, she said, you can't say that about business. But I've been saying that for years.
You said about business and life, so who cares?
But there we go. I think it's interesting for business owners. And I thought, I am going to share that because I think a lot of business owners have a really good trading period and then,
yeah.
Do you have that? You must feel that sometimes.
It's not as peaks and trophy as
yours.
But
do you ever get the days where you get like a 10 grand bill paid and
yeah, first of the month, because all of our softwares, we're sort of heavily reliant on SaaS stuff.
Yeah.
So we've got about, I don't know, 3 grand's worth of costs out of the, that come out on day one. And all of our podcasts, they all take the money on the first as well. Yeah. All of the podcast RSS feeds software. So you go, oh, okay, that's all gone then.
The reason I'm saying this...
But it's not 1.1 million quid's worth of pain like it is for you.
I think the reason I'm trying to say that is... There's a couple of reasons. I think I should make it very clear to people, whatever the number is, the pain is similar.
Yes.
Whether you have got £100,000 revenue business or a £100 million revenue business, unless you're Microsoft, which unbelievably so, I've been doing a lot of research on Microsoft, they have never had any cash problems, never borrowed money other than year 3 of their trading.
Really?
Yeah, they are spinning off around 27 billion, billion of profit each year. Do you know they're like a
they're still
$2.4 trillion company, crazy, the most valuable company in the world at the moment.
Are they really?
Absolutely. Wow. Do you know another little interesting? I mean, we're not doing interesting facts or quote.
We should. Do you want the jingle? I mean, this could be.
No.
I was just thinking we should. Content,
this is
guys,
the gift
need it.
that keeps giving.
It's a freebie.
Do you know? Name a company you think that
Partyman
Microsoft owns.
Partyman World.
No.
I think, given how much you'll talk about, they own really weird stuff, don't they? They own LinkedIn.
Oh, well, that's the one. You got me to it. Yes, LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe. I only found that out yesterday.
Why does that amaze you so much?
Do you know how much they paid for it?
Oh, must be 22 billion.
That's very close.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Can you get the round of applause for yourself? Yeah, I will. It's not 22 billion, but it's very close.
If it flies back.
Fred the Fly's back.
Do you know what? I've been
26.2 billion.
I got absolutely rinsed on YouTube.
It's because you don't think about what you say.
I just say stuff, and someone's like, 50 billion in tax revenue for a year. He lives up to his name, doesn't he? And I was like, fair point.
I think we should give context to
Yeah.
that conversation. We done interesting facts of quote of the week probably 2 months ago, and I said what was the tax take and revenue of the UK government. I think it was 2 trillion, was it?
Something like that. It was in the
trillions.
It wasn't 50 billion.
And then I said to him on the podcast, "Don't be stupid. There's companies doing that sort of revenue." Anyway, yes.
Also, for clarity, the reason we're still talking about 2 months later is not because I'm so wounded by it. Today's the first day we've met up because we batch record.
Yeah.
These have only started going live yesterday in real time. So for us, this is new information. So it's useful feedback. Think before you speak. My dad used to tell me this all the time. I used to go, shut up. What do you know?
That's why I like having a thicko with me, because it makes my greatness look even greater. Now, the reason I mentioned about the £1 million, boom, 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 all that is because of the philosophy that I always talk about, mainly on the main YouTube channel or the original YouTube channel. I was going to stop calling it the main one because they're both main.
The rubbish one. Should we just call it the rubbish one?
Not really. No. But there's a philosophy. The philosophy that I talk about, fast pounds and slow pounds, is really important. That if you're a business owner, and I'm taking my glasses off to emphasise the point here. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening,
and if you're not, if you like your facts sexy, come over to YouTube and have a watch as he takes his glasses off in an alluring way.
But if you're listening, I'll just do the sound effect.
Stop playing with them.
I want to know the sound effect that makes sure that the audio listeners get it. It's really important that you understand the difference between fast pounds and slow pounds. Your revenue that comes in your business comes in fast, goes out fast, especially if you're investing, growing and bills and blah, blah, blah. It's really important that you take a percentage of it and invest it into slow pound building stuff, an index fund, commercial property, that's my bag, anything that will slowly grow and compound over time that doesn't need you to invest your time in it. So if something happens to you, you've got a security blanket.
And you reckon that the slow pound stuff has saved you on a drink occasions, hasn't
absolutely, it? Yeah, absolutely.
And you can leverage it and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, the commercial property. I've never seen somebody drink a drink so intently on a camera.
Well, there you go.
It was committed to that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But do you sleep better at night because of that methodology? Because you know that you can have £1 million turnover week and a 1.1 cost week, and you still like, that's okay though, because commercial properties ticking off in the background and bringing in X, Y, Z.
I think what's really important is that entrepreneurs and business owners put something into something that's not so readily available.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about commercial property. Like when things get tough, I can't just liquidate it instantly.
For cash flow.
So then you have to find another way to solve the problem.
Would you do that if not? If it was in stuff that was more easily accessible, would you just like, well, I can do that. This opportunity's come up, that cash is there, I'm taking it.
Yeah, I think there's I've been in those positions where I've got it in another account, so I'll just move it over into where
you need it to be.
Yeah, but if it's not there,
less pay. Yeah.
If it's not there, then I'd have to be
a bit more creative.
We need to get more customers, get some more sales in, which should be like that all the bloody time. Look, sometimes this is therapy for me and you, not just our listener.
Yeah, absolutely. But
I heard actually we've got 2 listeners now.
And they're both absolutely loving it. We know we've got more than that because you've been stopped, haven't you? You've been celebrity spotted.
People have been shouting out the podcast on Instagram that we don't know.
I know. We should give them a shout out.
Yeah, you do that.
Give them a shout. Didn't you get stopped in the airport in Mallorca?
Mallorca, Santorini, Southend-on-Sea.
All the global tourism hotspots. Let's give a shout out. Let's give a shout out to Oscar Baines. So Oscar is a young entrepreneur. He's got I think it's a property company. Do you know what? Rather than us, this is how nice the shout out was, right? I think I can still play it. Can I still play it? Here you go.
If you're into business and entrepreneurship and you're not listening to this podcast, you're actually falling behind. The amount of free knowledge these guys give out on a weekly basis is unmatched. It's a podcast called The Business Broadcast. It's hosted by James Sinclair and James Burt. Now I'm going to tag them onto this story, and I'm also going to attach a link to the most recent podcast they released. Honestly, give it a listen on the way to work, on the way to the gym, going on a walk. It is absolutely unreal. You'll learn so much about business from, someone who's actually built up,
and James Sinclair.
Businesses. It's just insane. Just honestly, just go and give it a listen.
I sent him a thank you message, and he came back and he said to me, Thank you for posting such great content. Again, I can take very little of that. I've just played the jingles. I've spent thousands on mentorship and not got anywhere close to the amount of knowledge that you guys give out on a weekly basis for free.
There we go, there.
James Sinclair, everybody. James Sinclair.
James Sinclair,
the gift that keeps on giving.
James Sinclair.
How nice is that, though?
Yeah, there we go.
I love stuff like
that. Why does a robot go on holiday?
I don't know why.
To charge its batteries. There we go. Comedy. Business. That's courtesy of James Martin, who is also a regular listener to the podcast.
I can imagine that coming out.
Should we talk about our guest today?
We should, indeed.
Because we've only got 2 minutes left of this podcast.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. So today's guest is Ashley Kello. He runs a company called Dash for Him and Her, which is a new startup skincare brand. They've been trading under 2 years. Their estimated monthly revenue is 500 quid. Currently, team members is just him and his wife, and I imagine if they're just doing 500 quid, they must be doing this as a side thing, not the full-time gig. Biggest challenge right now, finding like-minded individuals who can help and advise with general knowledge regarding running and managing the company. Challenge number 2, bringing our brand and company to compete with the big boys and the big girls in the industry. And challenge number 3, running a successful brand or company for the future for everyone involved. Where does he want to be in 1 year's time? I think he's going to get a telling off here. In fact, I'm fairly certain he's going to get in trouble.
Come on,
here.
just tell me.
Right. I said to you, he sent us a gift, so you've got to be nice, okay?
We're not here to be nice. We're here to make people better.
Okay, in which case, where does he want to be in 1 year's time? I hope to see our turnover at around £1,500 a month.
Oh, get him off. I don't want to even talk to him. I hope he's listening in.
And hope
£1,500 a month?
Yeah.
You might as well go and get a job in bloody Aldi or Lidl.
And hope to add 1 or 2 team members to the team.
What's he going to be paying these people?
I was about to say. Christ on a bike.
Maybe he's talking in rupees.
Might be. But this is actually a really good insight, actually. This is really good. When you're starting out in business, it's really important to understand just the basic parameters, because 1,500 quid is not going to get you 1 or 2 team members.
It's not going to get your weekly shop.
No, it's not, is it? Where do you bloody shop? Oh, I know where you shop. Blueberries and Marks and Spencer's. Don't they taste minty today? It's so weird. It's the conversations we have. What does your business...
You can't live off £1,500 a month in the UK.
No, you can't. Even if that's 100% profit, you just can't.
How much is your council tax now a month? 200 quid?
400.
Yeah,
I'm actually having my pants down.
Yeah, actually, I think mine's 550 a month.
It's crazy, isn't it? That is crazy.
They don't even take my bins.
No, do they not?
No. I pay for a big Euro bin, £15 a fortnight. What? The big commercial bins.
You've got an industrial bin outside your house.
I'm Mr. Convenience, me. And listen,
how's that more convenient if you're paying 550 quid?
Because
they ask them to take it off your...
Because they bring one of these, they're multi-recycle bins, and I forget them all. But I know my commercial waste people are master recyclers. They recycle everything. They do all the collections at the hotel, and so every Thursday I have my bins collected. I never have to remember if it's a blue day.
So you have a Euro bin outside. So, like in your toilet, have you got like sharps and stuff like the specialist things?
Sharps.
Just gnats going into the toilet.
What do you think's going on here? No, but those a good friend of mine, Mark Creaser, who's a master copywriter, he wanted his wife to do it because he just went, this would be more convenient. And she said, no, we're not doing that. You're going to have to remember all the bits. And I just went, no, she might not let you do it, but I'm definitely going to do it. I've had one for 6 years, 7 years, changes your life. That is the best £30 a month an entrepreneur can spend. You never have to worry.
Euro bin.
You never have to worry about going to the because going to the dump or the tip, whatever. What is it called now? Recycling centre is.
Recycling centre? How posh are you?
They don't call them. Yeah, but they don't call it the dump anymore. They call it the recycling centre. I mean, it is easier to win Who Wants to Be a Millionaire than get through a trip at the recycling centre.
Have you got your ID? Well, scan your iris.
Yeah. Also, any of this commercial waste in here, what have you been doing? Oh, you can't throw that away. You can't do that. But
to be fair,
you can only go on a Tuesday between 12 and 1. You can, all of these rules.
You've got like a Mercedes Vito full of like half-dead teddies. No, it's just the kids.
That vehicle's too high, that vehicle's too low, that's too long. Oh, no silver vehicles, no silver. And so I've removed all of that stress. I get so much time. All these people at weekends that do going to the tip today like it's a recreational activity. Not for me. No siree. I would rather go and do 2 hours work.
We should ask in the comments, what is the best but slightly ridiculous thing that you've spent the least amount of money on that's had the biggest impact?
I'm telling you now, listeners, viewers, if you invest £30 a month into Eurobin collections, your life will infinitely improve.
Well, there you go. And if you do it, just comment the word euro.
I'm telling you now, you might as well get used to it. I don't know which camera I'm looking at. You might as well get used to it, because I predict in 5 to 7 years you'll be paying it anyway, because I don't think local councils will be doing it.
Do you reckon?
Well, they're mostly outsourced and privatised, so you're paying the council for your council tax, but a Viola are doing it on behalf of the council, for example.
Do you think then there is going to be a rise in small independent bin collection companies?
I thought about it. What a business to be in, because
Cody Sanchez is banging on about this all the time in the States. I know she's sort of going after like the boring sort of like business kind of model that she talks about. I was like, I don't know if that would work here.
Yeah.
I know there's a few people who are like out in the countryside, they were really dissatisfied with the service. They just started their own and privately went to all their neighbours and said, I'm going to do this instead. Do you want to pay me 30 quid a month?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if
you think there's going to be a lot of that?
Yeah. I think councils and local governments are going to be doing less and less, but still charging you the same council tax.
If you ever do go down that route, Jim's Bins.
Jim's Bins.
You're welcome. So we were talking about skincare. Write that one down. It's good, isn't it? What does the business look like when it's... So we went off on a segue for like 15 minutes there. What does the business look like when it's finished? We're going back to Ashley's business now. My plan is to have Dash as a household name ranging from toothpaste to skincare for both male and female. I believe we will be part of most households, whether it be body washes to facial serums. We want to offer a full range to give all family members an opportunity to experience. Do you make the profit you want to make? We don't even need to answer that question, do we? Realistically, we already know the answer to that. What do you spend your day-to-day time in the business doing? He says at the moment he's currently self-employed. Okay, this answers the question. I'm a self-employed delivery driver. I mean, my spare time and my income is put towards growing Dash and other opportunities along the way. So now we know hugely difficult business to break through into. Not something I'd be doing. No.
I'd much prefer to do Jim's Bins.
Yeah.
Because people need their rubbish taken away. People do like moisturiser and stuff like that, but you're going against...
It's a tough
There's
market,
this company that begins with L and ends in L'Oreal.
Yeah.
Like, that have
we won't shout them out, though. We don't want to give them the airtime.
And people like Bernard Arnault, who last time I checked, is not scratching around for a fiver.
He's got a few quid. He's got a Euro bin or two, I reckon.
Yeah. And they are hugely capitalised with massive brands. I think it's difficult. And you're going to do, you need to spend all of your revenue. Like if you're building an e-commerce brand for the first few years, you're not making any money. You've got to put it all in back into marketing, which can be really, really frustrating. 3, 4, 5 years of building the brand, and then can you have that staying power? Mate,
I went to school with, he launched War Paint, which is a male makeup brand, which went on to get funding off Dragon's Den and all that stuff. But he put 100 grand of his own money in to start with, and after 24 months he burnt through that. And then I think he did a friends and family round. I think he'd done another sort of £250,000, and he started making money year 7. I think it was. So, but he'd capitalised it to the tune of like 350 grand.
The caveat with these sort of skincare things, if you could find something that's good with people with eczema,
or super niche, or solves
good
a very,
with
very
acne
small problem, niche and then broaden up. Think about the Amazon business model here. Again, 1994, we just sold books, and it took us we're now 30 years later, aren't we? Yeah, wow, yeah.
We've broadened up to be the everything store, but it certainly didn't start like that. If you want to, in 1994, if Amazon said, "Hey, Walmart, we're coming for a piece of your pie," that's a
Walmart wouldn't have been too worried, would they, at that stage?
No, and you would have just burnt through. But because Jeff had that amazing idea to niche down and then broaden up, that's what served them well. But if you are going to try and say, right, I'm competing with L'Oreal and Estee Lauder and all of those massive makeup, or massive Dove, I don't know, I can't think of them all. Do you moisturise every day?
Yeah, can you not tell?
I can't tell.
Do you not do it?
When it runs out,
you're naturally that handsome.
So people buy me like a Bulldog anti-aging thing at Christmas. By April, it's run out, and I don't top it up. So I'll start
the next Christmas.
Yeah, so this Christmas
fantastic till April. You're a bit ragged around the edges for 9 months. Yeah. You're right again.
But I know a lot of people do. But hey, look, let's try it and see if we can grow.
Should we do the
fact or quote of the week first?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Come on. Wait.
You're on the edge of your seat.
So many things that I've prepped up for this today. Have you? Have you actually done some work?
Yeah, I've got. Yes, I have.
Okay, so let's hit the jingle, baby.
Interesting quote or fact. Interesting quote or fact. Interesting quote or fact. It's time for the interesting quote or fact of the week.
I played that to my son, the little clip on YouTube, and he thought it was the best thing ever. He's like, but I thought he'd find it really funny, and he laughed a little bit. He went, "Is that the guy who's got the dinosaur park?" Even in my own house, I'm not the biggest deal. You are.
Well, there you go. And if
my wife this morning goes, she's been thinking about you as well. No, not in that way. Well, I don't think so. She will be if you're moisturising. But she went, I think you're too small. James Sinclair would say, I'm thinking too small.
Well, there you go. And any sound engineers that were listening, JB, didn't push the cursor up.
Here you go. So if you wanted the first word, though.
Interesting quote.
There you go. Fine. Stitch it together later. Don't even worry about it. Come on, what you
We're
got?
actually looking for someone that can help us make this podcast better.
Yeah, because
someone that's got a podcast agency.
I can't.
Someone that knows what they're doing.
Goal hanger. If you're listening, goal hanger. Gary Lineker, get in touch because there's one podcast going wanting for some skill set. Go on then. What you got?
I'm definitely going fact.
Oh, are you? Good, because I've got quite.
I've got three, but I realise I'm going to go with something about the big TV at home. The big TV. So. Terrestrial TV, channels 1 to 5, if you're here in the UK, when we were growing up, when you were growing up, because you're a bit older than me, you only had BBC 1 and BBC 2, but when I was growing up,
it's black and white.
we had 5 channels.
I remember 4 though.
I remember Channel 5 coming out because it was rubbish for years.
It's the biggest thing ever, wasn't it?
Yeah, everyone was taking the mick out of it.
This new channel was coming in, and it was like Brookside or something. I was like, well, is that what we were waiting for? Takeshi's Castle.
Yeah.
I was like, come on now.
Well, anyway, here's the interesting thing. YouTube has now overtaken Netflix for the most hours viewed on the big TV. So forgetting tablets, this is the TV in the lounge.
Really?
9.9% of viewing on the big TV at home is by YouTube. Then Netflix is at 7.9%.
Oh my God, that is a good fact.
Fascinating.
For the first time ever, fact or quote of the week has been worth doing.
Yeah, why?
But that's actually a really interesting fact.
Yeah. And so we were desperate to get me on TV and doing stuff. And we've spoken to the BBC, we've had conversations, but they are dying. Yeah. There is no two
100%.
ways about it. You know, the streamers are still hugely popular. But YouTube...
I think the tactic is a bit of a hybrid approach. I think if you can get famous online and then get your face on the TV, like a Joe Wicks kind of vibe, like he was doing YouTube for 7-8 years before it popped off. Then the BBC sort of like it and they do the stuff during lockdown. Then he becomes like the godfather of PE during lockdown for all the kids and everybody loves him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then there was brand deals and stuff. I did some consultancy with Woody and Kleiny. They're big YouTubers, but they do a lot of stuff on TV. They did like I'm a Celebrity, like the After Hours thing on ITV2. And I said to them, why do you do it so much? Because you guys have got 1 billion streams this year already. I'm like, why would you be bothered about it? So it's credibility. People still see that box in the corner of the room as the oracle of what's important.
How long for? 15 years?
Oh, less than that, I reckon.
Yeah, I agree. Well, look, I'm just going to quickly read it out because this is, I've gone to Mashable.com. Mashable.com is where I've got the information for this from. YouTube beats Netflix, Disney Plus as the top streamer of 2023. Watch time for creators like Mr. Beast rival that of Netflix original content. For the past 12 months, the top watch streaming service on television around the world has not been industry leaders like Netflix or Hulu. Hulu's massive in the US, not over here, or Disney Plus. It's been YouTube.
Wow,
Data insights come from Nielsen, whoever they are.
They're a big data insight company, yeah. So they are legit.
They are. I mean, I find that. I mean, obviously, if someone said, "What's the biggest thing on a tablet or on a smartphone?"
On TV.
But the big TV, people. I mean, we use the big TV and put YouTube on it.
Do the kids?
Yeah, but they prefer the tablets.
Yes. Yeah, ours do, but he still goes on and does it on YouTube, actually. That is interesting.
Talking about my friend Mark Creaser that I mentioned at the... he was saying this, give credit to him, like he was the one that sort of pushed me to go on YouTube to build the James Sinclair stuff when I was running Entrepreneurs Network.
Was he?
Because
Did you not want to do it?
No, I did want to do it, but he said like YouTube is just massive. My family, because he had like a 10, 11, 12-year-old, the amount of YouTube that was being watched on the big TV at home.
Yeah.
Interesting. Right, your turn.
But it shows that it works though. If you're being stopped internationally around the world at all airports and stuff, because it's come from YouTube, hasn't it? Not from
in fact, gee, those people, one of them, there was a husband and wife duo, said, "Oh, we watch you in our lounge all the time." I was like, "You're on the lounge all the time. You're with us in the lounge," and that's what I was thinking. Well, they're obviously watching it on the big
TV.
screen.
That's mad, isn't it? I'll go for a quote then, as you've gone for a great fact. I think you'll like this, right?
Yeah.
General ambition will give you anxiety. Specific ambition will give you direction.
Oh yeah, I love that.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I do love that.
General ambition gives you anxiety. Specific ambition gives you direction.
Do you know what gives you stress? Very similar to that. And I wrote this in the James Sinclair letter, sort of alluded to it. I actually watched Jeff Bezos in an interview, which you probably can. It's very, very smart to go onto YouTube if you're an entrepreneur and just Google Jeff Bezos interviews. This knowledge bomb after knowledge bomb. The man is a genius. There's no two ways about it. Whether you like Amazon or not, you cannot discount just what that man has achieved.
Yeah.
And he done a little thing about what stress is. And he said the way to combat stress is just to start dealing with the things that are giving you the stress. And as you deal with them, I don't know, maybe like if you've got a cash flow crunch, which causes stress for lots of entrepreneurs, you know, you ring 5 finance brokers and say, "Look, I need some money," or you ring 10 high net worth individuals, "Can I borrow some money?" Just the process of trying to deal with it relieves the stress.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people do is they've got something to stress. Maybe they're got a problem with a member of staff and they're stressing them out, their behaviour. I'll deal with that next week. You're letting the stress prolong. No, get them in the office, talk to them fripping now, and then the stress will start.
I find myself, I don't. Maybe you don't do this because you sort of work on Saturdays and you go around sites. I find myself feeling anxious at the weekends.
Oh, I feel anxious on holiday, like it's horrible.
Right, okay. So I'm not by myself. But I will wake up on a Saturday and I have that, like, you know, like you've never had it. If you've ever worked in a job and you've worked for something you really didn't like, Sunday, you get the heebie-jeebies. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock on a Sunday night. Oh, I've got to go and do that tomorrow. That horrible pit of the stomach feeling. I get that on Saturday morning.
So I'm so excited that Monday's coming.
Yeah, but I think it's because for the next 48 hours, you haven't really got the ability to do anything about the things that are causing you anxiety.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. Interesting quite a fact to it. I'll tell you what, I think it's growing.
Interesting
I like
quote
it.
or fact. Interesting quote
Let us know what you think in the comments,
Interesting
please.
quote or fact. It's time for the interesting quote or fact of the week.
Right, I know what everyone at home is thinking. Can we please, after 28 bloody minutes, just try and help Ashley Gallo in his damn business? And yes, we can. Should we get him on the pod?
Let's get him on. To grow your business.
Let's get him on. Ashley, are you still there or have you died waiting?
How you doing, guys? Can you hear me?
He's still alive, everybody. He's still alive.
I'm
Fantastic
still here.
stuff. We can hear you loud and clear-ish. Ashley, we're going to do a grand reveal in a minute. We're going to do an unboxing live on the channel. I mean, this is just cliffhanger after cliffhanger. Great content for people, 9% of people to watch in their living room. But before we do that, can you just give us a quick summary of Dash? Tell us about the brand, the business, and tell us how you created this thing in the first place, my man.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Thank you very much for your time, guys. And listening to you guys is funny anyway. So, yeah, as long as it takes, no problem. So, yeah, come up with the idea sort of back in April last year it was to sort of start a business. And, yeah, like you said, I don't think I could have probably picked a harder business to try and break the back of or get into at the time. So, yeah, the original idea started in April. Thus then leading us on to July when we sort of come up with the brand name and look to launch a website, moving on from there. And at the start, when we originally had the business idea, we only had roughly sort of 2 or 3 products, and it was mainly aimed at the male sector. The main premise of the business to start with was just beard oil. So I thought to myself, how can we incorporate sort of both male and female under sort of one umbrella? and that was where the name sort of Dash for him and her come from. And yes, since then we've sort of added roughly, I think we've got sort of 14 products now, which has, that's been quite difficult. Obviously, I suppose you can imagine being so small, trying to speak to companies who are after minimum order quantities, and obviously we haven't got the bankroll to back that. So there's been a lot of trial to get us where we're sort of at now, but we've sort of built this foundation of the brand name and looking really to just sort of build on it from there and build the customer base up with it at the same time.
Hi, Matt James here. Thanks for listening and watching and all that. I'm going to struggle to help you grow this without having lots of cashola around you. That's the truth, because you're going up against some big boys. I think first of all, JB's on your website, looks lovely, branding looks nice. Where do you get the stuff made? You go to like a wholesale manufacturer of this stuff and then just white label their, is it your recipe, their recipes? How does it work?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so currently, it's made in the UK at the minute. Some of our sort of lids and different parts of the bottles, which I can talk to you about later on, come from sort of abroad. But so the ingredients are sourced in the UK, and you're right. So it's our label that is added to these sort of already formulations that are sort of set in house by themselves.
And what made you decide to do this? Where did you think, oh yeah, this is good, I'll go for this?
That's a good question. Well, basically, my wife got approached about a year and a half ago to join quite a high up sort of leading skincare brand in the UK at the time, and to be sales. And I enjoy the business side of things, but like I said, when it comes to skincare, I'm quite similar to yourself, James. I sort of jump in the shower, jump out the shower, and that's it. So I thought, how can we try and bring more of a male audience to realise the benefits that are attributed to taking these products along the line? So I always seen that as a challenge. I do like a challenge, and I thought how this is going to be obviously the challenge leaning forward is to try and bring. It's always been, I would have thought, quite a female-dominated sector from the analytics that I've basically learnt myself over the last 6 months, and it's all about, lots of people like to look after themselves, whether it's internally, externally. And if I can bring the right products to the market, how can I get the audience?
So just because I want to make sure I'm getting the right understanding, what is so different about your product to, say, Bulldog?
Without being like...
I'm slagging off, they don't sponsor the pod.
No, without being sort of too rude, if I was to compare the two beard oils, you would know yourself just by touch and feel. You can see the clarity, and I'd say like it's more watery. It's not as good quality, if that makes sense in what I'm trying to put across. So
your stuff is the best quality, is that what you're saying?
It's a lot better quality than what you'd be getting from what you just mentioned. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I could guarantee that just from my short sort of scope of knowledge is.
Just so I understand, how do you make a? So we've got. Should we do the unboxing, JD?
Yeah, shall we?
So just while we're unboxing, tell us, what are the ingredients that go into?
Oh, this is nice, by the way.
Yeah, it's
lovely. So the key ingredients that I always try and concentrate on is, from a business point of view for myself, is I like to look at sort of longevity. So it's not just a case of, it'll make your beard sort of shine and smell nice at the point of time. It's also about replenishing the nutrients and the vitamins back into the beard. And that's sort of the concept that we try and carry through with every product that we design and sort of bring to market. So, the difference will be it is a lot better quality oil, and vice versa in any of the products that we use. They're all better sourced ingredients, but that does follow its own sort of challenges. Obviously sourcing those and trying to be competitive at the same time against other companies and brands.
So we're just unboxing it live.
Yes. So what?
Giving it a sniff and a look and a touch and a feel.
So I've got here anti-fatigue daily cleansing gel. So
you don't need that, babes.
Yep.
You are magnificent.
You're hot, babe.
And then I've got hair and body wash.
Yeah.
We got some lovely stuff here, haven't we? Natural beard oil.
Yeah,
why
that's
would you?
probably
Why
a
do you
good-
need beard oil?
Stick it on and find out.
So yeah, sorry.
What? He's doing it live. Oh, he's gone 17 pipettes worth. Jesus.
Why do I need this?
So what that's going to sort of give you, as you'll see as you're applying it, is you're going to have a nice sort of shine to the beard. It's going to help you sort of give it a little bit of shape at the same time. But it's not just about the effect that you'll see immediately. It's also about, like I was just mentioning, the products that are used inside that to give it. It'll help it grow, but it'll also just replace the nutrients that are lost from normal day-to-day things. You wouldn't believe now. Obviously, we all hear about high emission zones and the pollution, and you know, our skin and body does take a toll from all these different factors.
Smells nice.
We've got a lemon and charcoal soap. Actually, I've got some good ideas on how I would grow this business.
Oh, he's changed his mind. He's changed his tune now.
I mean, I still think it's going to be very tough.
It is.
Oh
This-
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
This
yeah.
is not. Look, I wouldn't be doing it. I'm not saying, you know, God, that sounds really negative.
No, but I think you've got to be honest, because there are easier businesses as a startup founder. Because I guess when your wife was approached to be involved in a skincare company, it was probably like a network marketing, wasn't it? It was like a
Yeah, it was,
Avon
like-
or a Forever Living or one of those ones.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and they had the same sort of principles that I want to take into this business. But one thing that I wanted to bring into sort of Dash was, I know you mentioned a couple of the other companies at the start, some of the big sort of ones, L'Oreal, Bulldog, etc., Nivea. I want to bring a product that looks nice in the bathroom as well at the same time. I feel a lot of these, you sort of use them, throw them in the cupboard, and like you just said yourself, you never use them again. I want something that's going to sort of be there and sort of look nice in people's bathrooms. And
That's not enough of a USP though, mate.
No.
Yeah,
Just being really honest, that's not enough of a USP. The fact that, I mean, this is UK. I would be banging on about the fact this is UK made as my USP.
Absolutely.
Fundamentally, front and centre. That would be my number one thing, I think.
Before we do this, I want, out of all the products
Smells
that you've sent us, do you know the numbers of any of them in particular? So I've picked up Daily Brightening Orange and Grapefruit Facial Serum.
Will you stuck
Yep.
that on?
Yeah.
I tell you, it does work. Jeez.
What does that cost you to make that? And what do you sell
right,
it
so
for?
that particular product would roughly cost us, I would say. So this is the issue that we've had. Just before I will say that, but just to brush briefly. So for an order to get the minimum quantity orders at the time, that product and most of the other products come with like sort of a white sort of silver lid, and that didn't sort of match the brand picture I wanted to build. So I've had to source those separately to build our brand. So that sort of would probably cost us, I would say, roughly around £11 to £12
To make?
to have sort of. That's right. Yeah, to have it ready to sell. Yeah.
And how much do you sell that for?
If I'm right in saying, was it the grapefruit and orange serum?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that retails on our website roughly £24-25.
Okay. When you say £11 to £12, that includes everything, the ingredients, the packaging, the labour, the lot, yeah?
No. Yeah. No, there probably would be an additional, I would say. So that would be the actual physical product landing with us. Then for us to box it and obviously send it out to a customer, there's probably an additional £3 or £4 on top of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the problems. So if we look at I don't know, Jean-Paul Gaultier, I know you might think, well, no, this is not perfume or eau de toilette. But I don't know, but I'm hazarding a guess. They're selling that at £100 a bottle, and it's probably costing them £7 to make it, if that.
Yeah.
And then there's a nice chunky margin for the seller. So that'd be House of Fraser or John Lewis to have their little margin. And then everyone's making some money. That is what, if you can sell this type of stuff, toiletries, perfume, makeup at scale, people buy into the brand, there's usually chunky amounts of gross profit. Now on yours, say it's costing you 18 quid all in, and you're selling it for 24. There's just not enough meat on the bone. And why are you selling it for £24? Is that because that's what you think the market can take? I do think paying £11-12, I'm surely if you got some volume, this packaging could come crashing down. Is the packaging more than the actual ingredients inside at the moment?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, completely right, James. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's yeah. So, for instance, just adding the gold lid.
The same actually.
On top, probably,
most ice cream, the packaging is more than the actual ice cream.
Is it really?
Certainly on the smaller pots, like the theatre pots, with the spoon in the lid. That costs more than the ice cream. It's unbelievable. And so you need to get it out, and lots of small manufacturers of food, lots of small manufacturers of stuff like yours, they spend more on the packaging than they do the actual product, but that's because they haven't got the capacity to buy the packaging in big enough bulk or make the packaging to get that down, because it surely should be the other way around, that what's inside the bottle should be worth more than the actual bottle, if you get my drift. So there's a number of things. If you could build up a brand, you would be able to charge more and then make some money. You need to be making sure that your gross profit is as high as possible. This business, you live and die by gross profit, because you're going to be spending a lot of money on marketing if you really want to get this going. There's 3 things that I would do. I would do network marketing in a big way, and I don't just mean like doing facial cream parties and stuff like that. I would make sure that, say you buy £10,000 worth of stock, get it in bulk, you go to every barber shop and you say to them, I'm going to give you £300 worth of stock. You can sell that, and when you sell it, you pay for it on sale or return. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we've currently just managed to do something similar with a couple and possibly one other actual sort of male and female sort of shop. So yes, that
you need to be doing
sense.
that on stuff, but you need to remove all the barriers from them for them to say yes.
Yeah.
So you say to them, we'll give you all that. So you got to cash flow this, by the way. You have got to cash flow this, which is going to cost you a horrific amount of money. But what you're going to have there is 200 barber shops, 200 hairdressing salons, marketing you. Talking about you. Give them some free products. Let all of the barbers in the shop try your stuff for free, because they've got someone sitting in their chair for 30 minutes and they can just talk about you. And then you need to make sure it's a heavy commission-led business for them. So you say to them, look, you'll be able to double everything, but if you buy £10,000 worth of stuff off of us a year, we will give you a check back at the end of the year in the form of a rebate.
Yeah.
So this costs you a lot of money. But if I was Heineken and I'm launching a new alcoholic wine or something, that is what they're doing. And they're doing it for a good 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And then it gets to become a brand leader and it's all removed. And when I started Teddytastic, my teddy bear business, that's how I grew it. I would give sale or return. I would give rebates. I would give, send them stock and say, look, just I'm not even going to send you an invoice. See if it works for you.
You didn't even ask them to send it back, did you, for the big ones?
No. I gave free stock.
Yeah.
To some holiday park chains. I said, look, here's £2,000 worth of free stock. If that sells for you, that's yours. It's yours. Absolutely. No contract. If it works, because I knew it would work, then we'd like to be a customer of yours. And that is how you win at a game like this. The other thing you could do is like them candle parties where you give people stock and they...
Like a network marketing company.
I'm trying to think of the old Tupperware party of days gone by.
So Forever Living's a big one in the skincare.
Yeah. But because this is like beardy and Barbary, that's where I would pick this up, because that whole sitting in the chair, and you've got to have loads of free samples to get people on it. And then obviously influencer marketing. Anyone that's got a beard, that's got a following, but all this costs money. But that's if you do all that stuff, then you can absolutely win. But you're probably going to have to chuck a couple of £100,000 into it to really get it to catapult. And then obviously subscriptions where people just buy it on repeat. I would team up with someone like Mankind that do all the the beard trimmers and all, you know, team up with them and say, look, is there a joint venture partner? Like you got to be doing all of this stuff where people that make underwear for men, anything you can do.
You keep saying as well, do this for men, do that for men, do the other for men. The one thing the biggest piece of advice that I think that you need to take from this, Ashley, is you need to vastly reduce down the range. I know that you've tried to make the USPs almost like it's for him and her. If you try and be everything to everyone, you're nothing to no one. You need to go after beards for guys 25 to 40. Or, you know, whatever the niche is, like we were talking before, you came on about the Jeff Bezos niche down and then go wider. That's what I think you need to do, because you know, it smells lovely, it looks lovely, the branding on it's really nice, but it's just too broad. And frankly, you know, like a guy and a girl are not going to go for the same look and feel of stuff. And the same with the, you know, how many sort of unisex places are there as opposed to a hairdresser's or a barbershop. I think it needs to be niche in my humble opinion.
I think JB is absolutely correct. That's how I would grow it.
Yeah, you're completely right. I agree with what you're saying.
What percentage of your customers are men at the moment? Do you know that?
Yeah, so basically he's working out roughly 78% sort of female, and the remainder are men. Like, so it's very sort of heavily. I don't know if that's the way we're marketing in the minute, sort of across Instagram or.
The thing is that you're doing £500 a month at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah,
it's just
very,
not
very,
enough data to work out if that's.
No.
I mean, you've got something here, mate, but it's going to be a hard slog. You're going to have to really. And do you know what? I think as well, you go around barbershops and salons and stuff like that. You know, L'Oreal's going around. I mean, I know my old mobile hairdresser works for L'Oreal, literally going around doing that, salon after salon, big incentives. And you've got to make sure that you're going to get a lot of no's, even though you're saying, have the stock, give it a try. Here's a load of free stock. Here's a load of free stock for your staff. Here's a load of videos for your staff on why we're so great. And L'Oreal are already doing all that.
That's a good point, because when I first sort of launched the business, we've probably put roughly, I'd say, sort of £12,000 sort of in our own savings, and about £5,000 of that is stock. And I sort of, like you just mentioned yourself, said to myself at the start, I need this stock to, like you just said, get the brand out there, get it into these certain places where we can hopefully then capitalise on that sort of moving forward. But at first, because it's so new, it's got to be out there for people to try and use and make sure it's something that can be viable.
I mean, the thing is that I would do as well. What do I would do?
Buy a warehouse, manufacture it yourself in it.
Well, I would do that eventually.
Buy a bin.
No, I think I would buy a barber shop and use that as my studio to make constant content and prove the concept and the sales in my barber shop, so that when I go to another barber shop, they will go, we got our own barber shop and here's the results.
Yeah, it's a good point you just made. My wife currently, she runs a sort of a small cleaning business herself, but she's looking to take the course to learn applying, and sort of then, like you just mentioned yourself, possibly sort of then being able to spread the brand for people that we can bring on board, but we can apply the products and use them in a salon sort of environment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking about. Well, it depends. Maybe if you want to do a salon, but I would. If the beard oil is where it all started, and that's, you know, and it's for men, you call it Dash Barbers, and you do everything, or Dash Hair, or whatever it is, and that is a TV studio to make content, so that you know, every time you're doing someone's beard, you're filming it, and then you're applying it, and you all of that stuff.
Have you seen the Tourette's barber on TikTok?
No, I haven't. No, I'll make a note.
See, that's the sort of person I'll be going after. He's got such a good following, and he's just opening his second location. I think he's based in Hertfordshire or somewhere like that. But he's got two places like sort of within 15, 20 minutes of each other. But he's got such a great following now. But he would, he could potentially become a brand ambassador or a partner for it, or something along those lines. But it just feels as well, you know, if you're going into a new sector with no lived experience, there's no one here who's got any lived experience. Your wife is running a cleaning company, you're doing deliveries. There's just easier ways to make money than this, isn't there? There just is. There's easier companies to run.
Some of the world's most profitable companies are these. I mean, Bernard Arnault, that is in this space, who owns LVMH, is the world's richest man at the moment. There's no two ways about it. These companies can make money, but you've got to have scale.
Yeah. And quick.
Yeah.
And you've got to have cash. It's marketing. They are spending such. I can't remember the amount that LVMH are spending on marketing. Moet, Tiffany, but it is huge. I mean, eye-watering. They're spending more on marketing than it costs to make the product.
Yeah, that was one of the sort of things I had in mind at the start. I thought, I've got to price this where I know, like you just mentioned earlier on, but there's got to be scope in there for us to, like I said, it's all about people through Instagram or like barbers. There's got to be sort of meat on the bone left for everyone, hasn't there? Which is a very key point you made at the start.
JB's got the facts here. How much are they spending?
The luxury group spent 22.3 billion euros in marketing and selling, a 32.8% increase from 2020 to 2022. Yeah, so they spent about 22 billion on marketing.
Can you just quickly find out the LVMH annual revenue? I mean, what's amazing as well is that what is their annual revenue? I mean,
86.2 billion euros.
So what's that as a percent?
25%, isn't it?
Yeah.
But what's amazing about that, and just to pause for reflection here, the last time I checked, everyone knows what Moet is.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, everyone knows what Louis Vuitton is. Last time I checked, you can't just walk in to Louis Vuitton shop and say, I'll have that bag. It's like, well, we'll see if we can get it from another store for you. We haven't got any in stock. You know, they are constantly 25%. For listeners, like, get that in your head.
Yeah,
Louis
24.
Vuitton, Moet Henson. I mean, a collection of some of their brands. Tiffany, Louis Vuitton, obviously Moet,
Hermes.
not Hermes.
Is that not one of theirs?
No, they're independent. No,
the only luxury brand I can think of.
He tried, and he did own a percentage of it, and he tried to get it on the sneak.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's.
But that's a really good. What you're saying there is so interesting because it's 25%, which is nudge and remind marketing.
Absolutely.
Like you don't like Coca-Cola. Don't need to tell you that there's Coca-Cola in the shops. McDonald's don't need to tell you can go and get a Big Mac. But they still
Louis
spend
Vuitton are not
quarter of their revenue.
I was laughing because I was thinking Louis Vuitton definitely not do direct response marketing.
No.
Which is what we want entrepreneurs to do.
Yeah.
They do brand marketing.
Yes, which is a very, very different thing.
Yeah.
But even still, 25% of their revenue is going on that, which is just to like, hey, we're still here. Hey, you should buy a bag off us.
Yeah. Mad. I mean, well, welcome to the Dose of Positivity podcast with James Sinclair and James. I mean, look, there's some ideas here, hopefully, that you can swipe and deploy. And look, is it possible? Yeah, everything's possible. But this is the two types of businesses.
Difficult. Do your difficult thing.
There's two types of businesses, easy difficult and difficult. And at the top of the podcast, James Burt said Jim's Bins Limited will be a great business for you. Now, I don't care what you say, is there will always be a market for people to want their waste removed.
Yeah.
And if you put effort, energy and enthusiasm into it, you could build that into £1 million revenue business way quicker than this business. This is the difficult camp. It's not impossible, but it's tough. And you're going to need lots of cash around you. But kudos to say, the brand looks great, the products look great, I think the products are great. Well done, you. But you've got to become a master marketeer to smash this.
Yeah, that's what I try and spend my sort of spare time in now. I've always been quite reserved when it comes to this sort of thing, but obviously with this now, I'm enjoying meeting new people and, like you said, spreading the word.
When you say reserved, what do you mean?
Never been sort of into, well, I say sales. I've always been
don't
a
be
bit
in business
reserved
then,
in myself. No, of course, no, exactly. No, I had to change that sort of mindset of myself. But I'm really enjoying this. Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
a business is an idea for a fleeting second, and then a generator of cash flow for every minute thereafter.
yeah. That's right. Yeah, 100%. And trying to build small things like you mentioned, an email marketing list now, and main being, like you said, on the foot, on the ground, getting in, seeing people, telling people about the brand in their established businesses, and trying for them to take a chance and take our products. And
I mean, I like the barbershop idea very much so, because I think
Yeah.
you know, if you're in the shop every day, you're getting feedback from customers.
Like you said, they're spending 30 minutes with their customer as well.
Yeah,
You've got no like and trust, which is essential. People have to buy into you before they'll buy from you. So then if your barber goes, do you know what, you need this, you know, your beard gel would look amazing. Like the guys in my in the barbershop that I go to, you know, I would buy anything off them lot because I just like them as people, and they've actually done like their own branded range. So this could be a really good option for those barbershops that haven't gone down that route of like doing own branded range, which they've effectively done what you've done, like white label someone else's sort of work in producing a product. This might be a really good opportunity. Again, when I was just looking at the website, it needs to be more UK centric focused, I think personally, and it needs to go after one market, not everyone, because this him and her thing, I think you're gonna run out of cash well before this catches fire.
yeah. Ben, can you take a picture of this and put it on my Instagram and just say we had this conversation? I'm just going to help you with a bit of marketing with my Instagram. Just take it offset, mate.
Thank you. Yeah.
Take make a nice display with the pictures, not just a cardboard box. No, take it. Do you see what I mean? Like, set it up.
You're watching Management Live here.
Yeah. He was just going to give you.
You take a photo in a brown box and go, there, go have some stuff.
Yeah.
You should take a photo of your face. You've got 27% more handsome since you put it on.
There we go.
And that is some going. Can't polish your tail, but you can have a go.
There we go. Well, hopefully, is there anything else? Have you got any questions you'd like to ask us?
Traffic to the website.
Yeah.
Where do people go?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So it's dashforhimandher.co.uk.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Brilliant.
Any
Thank
final
you.
questions that you've got for Jimbo that you would like to ask?
Yeah, obviously I know we've touched on how difficult it is, and obviously the revenue is quite low in the minute. But when hopefully we're in the future, in the next sort of year or two, who would you recommend would be the sort of the first employee or someone that we could take on board at Dash to help with the growth? Whether it be marketing, sales, I just thought.
You're the sales and marketing person. Probably for me, it'd be a PA that can do all the boring tasks so that you can be an income generator.
Yeah.
You know, don't pack any orders. Don't reply to any emails. Just focus on getting more cash flow into the business. That's how you grow this. Do you know, so many people come onto it, James, you know, I'm gonna get a sales and marketing person. No, you're the sales and marketing person, because a sales and marketing person that's any good is going to be big money. You know, and they're going to want to work for a big established business. The entrepreneur, you are the marketeer of your business over the operator of your business. Once you get that in your head, things get a lot better.
Yeah, got to have something first, like you said, to get the right people on board by building the brand.
I mean, you just got to be. Man, you should be out on the road all day, every day, going after barbershop after barbershop.
He is. This is the beautiful thing. He is for the day job. He's out delivering parcels. Keep some stock in your van, and anytime you come across an amazing barbershop or one of those sort of locations, go in.
I think entrepreneurs and business owners, they think, oh, I've employed a salesman, I've employed a marketeer.
Everything's going to cash rolling.
Look, I'm catching you up, Bill Gates here. It's been
the only thing I can guarantee is it increases headaches before it increases cash.
And that's why, you know, I'm a big fan of anyone that's got a business under 5 million quid of turnover. The business owner should be in the marketing department, be in the cash flow generation department. You know, that is real entrepreneurial, you know, power to think about that. And how did you get your first £500 worth of sales? What did you do?
The first sale actually only come in sort of the start of, I did make it over, it was actually March this year, was the first sale that was through the website. We haven't,
how did the customer find you?
Yeah, good point. we wasn't actually running Google. We've only run Google ads for 1 month, and it wasn't right. I'll be honest with you. We was using an agency company, and I'll just tell you the figures, but I think it cost us sort of like £1,100, and I think we had maybe 3 or 4 sales through at the time, and I knew I had to come back to sort of the basis of the website, something, whether people were clicking on it, but they wasn't making the purchase. So I've tried to scope back a little bit, work on the website. We've just actually only updated it over the last sort of 3 days with new pictures we've had done, and I want to make sure this is correct before we go and spend money on marketing. For get people to come to the website, and you guys have made some key points about obviously being.
I mean,
UK
I can tell you. Let me just pause for thought here. I think you'll spend around 40% of your revenue on Google Ads once you get cooking.
Yeah. Okay.
And you really only make a profit probably when they buy from you on the 3rd time.
Yeah.
Now this is why you're burning the cash, and that's why the other route is that network marketing. If you spend 70 hours a week knocking on doors, going to barbershops, you think you spend £1,100 giving it to Google, you could put £1,100 into stock that would be on sale or return. You know, you're deciding where you're putting your cash. Are you putting it into Google, or are you putting it into stock? And you have 100 shops out there stocking your stuff, talking about your brand.
Yeah, I think
and then you're going to have to give thousands of pounds worth of stock to influencers and do influencer marketing, which is another form of network marketing.
Yeah, that's sort of what's helped us build the Instagram page probably over the last sort of 3 months. That is, we've been doing, like I said, some collaborations. You
need to be doing. That's all you should be doing.
Yeah.
Like you get up at 9, you go to bed at 10 o'clock at night in the beginning of a business, and you just pound them phones. And if you do that for 3-4 years, you'll get results.
No, you're right. I would definitely think similar to yourself that I would rather have the stock and then give people the stock, like you mentioned yourself, in the shop front with a little
because that stock
logo.
Will turn back into cash eventually.
Yeah. And it's representing the business in their shop front, which has a lot of footfall, doesn't it?
And you don't know enough about Google Ads. Just paying an agency, you give them £1,100 and thinking your life's going to change. You don't know enough yet.
No,
you just don't know enough.
Yeah.
You know, I'm spending 70 grand a month on pay-per-click through Meta and Google, and I don't know enough. You know, there's some people spending £1 million a month on this stuff, and they're starting to really understand it. And so, you know, go and knock on. I mean, imagine the power that's going to have. You go and knock on 100 doors and actually have face-to-face conversations with people. That's 100 people that are going to know your brand. And then you've got to make it so irresistible that they can't say no. And then they start stocking it. And you incentivize them to sell it to the point that you'll break even for a year. But that's still so much better than Google Ads, where you're giving them £1,100 and getting 50 quid's worth of sales back.
Yeah, and it's growing the brand name at the same time, isn't it? It's getting the awareness out there, like people seeing it, like you said, when they walk in the shop. That's
you do need to find I mean, one of my other points was you need to find an entrepreneur, a business owner that smashed it in this space, and do whatever you can. Follow them home.
Legally stalk them.
Do whatever you can to become friends with them, whether they've. You know, anything in the consumer health and beauty space that's up to 10 million of turnover, work out how to get in front of them. There's a great guy called NutriSeed, brilliant entrepreneur and business owner. Find him on Instagram. He's done some consultancy with me. Great guy. He's built up a £6 million direct-to-consumer business selling health foods and stuff. Incredibly difficult business, that JB. I mean, he's taking on Holland and Barrett. Frankly, that's what he's doing. And in 4 short years, he's got up to £6 million worth of turnover. He used to be a magician, and he used to sell magic at Hamleys and Harrods, and so he was learning network marketing by osmosis, by doing it every day, and that's how he's done it. You know, he's a marketeer. He gets marketing. You got to read 10 books on marketing, my friend. You've got to read 10 books on marketing. You know, you've got to knowledge up, because remember, B times 2 equals have. You work out what you want to have, and all this stupid stuff you're saying, I want the business to do £1,500 a month. go home. You want the business to be
Yeah.
doing 100 grand a month, because the bigger you think, you start thinking, well, this is what I've got to do. £1,500 a month. If you're putting that down on paper, you're going to get shoddy results.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. Like, yeah, no, I appreciate.
I mean, basically, I want to build a business that's going to generate me less revenue than the minimum wage. That's what you want? Stupid.
Yeah. No, it doesn't make sense. Is it?
You've
Like,
got
no,
to think bigger and get around people that's going to upskill your thinking. We never shy of saying this on the pod. You become the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. Never a truer word said, in my opinion. So who are your 5 people around you? Go out and find them, because people will respect you. Entrepreneurs and business owners will respect you that you've had a go. You've rolled the dice now. You're in the game, mate. It's just how long can you stay in it? And
that's a very good point. Yeah, how long can you stay in it? Like, yeah.
And I think you need to go out there and find some really good people that can help you.
No, it's brilliant. Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to the business masterclass, mate. Definitely.
Oh, you're coming to
the
BMC?
24th and 25th. I am indeed. Yeah, definitely.
Well, you would have been by the time this comes out.
Hope you had a lovely time.
You had a lovely
Let's
time.
just pretend you did. How was it? It was amazing.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
We're doing there. Yeah.
I mean, you will learn a ton of stuff there, and you will be around people. I mean, don't you dare go up to one of them and say, "Yeah, I want to build my business to do £1,500 a month." They're going to slap you in the face, boy.
Yeah, of course. No, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, definitely.
There's some influential people coming as well. So bring some stock. Bring some stock. Do some, Daniel Priestley's going to be there. Simon Scribbs could be there. He's helping people achieve their dreams, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's already been there. Sorry, we're talking.
He's already been.
Happening.
Yeah. There we go. Well, thank you for listening to The Time Machine. There you go. Right.
Thanks, Ashley, for being on the pod. And anyone who wants to find out more information, dashforhimandher.co.uk. There we go. Ashley, all the way from
There he was.
the Midlands.
He was a lovely man.
Thank you very much, guys.
Do you know
Thank
what
you for your
really
time.
annoys me is that he's done very high barrier to entry, like creating all those products. That's not like we do that in an afternoon.
No, that's hard going, isn't
That's hard going. He's done the effort to send them all to us. He's got all the branding on point. The website it's not. It's not going to win awards, but it's not terrible by any stretch. I mean, we've seen way worse than that. So he's doing some really good stuff. But I think small thinking is what's holding him back there.
Small thinkitis, yeah.
He needs to read the book, The Art of Thinking Bigger.
He does, and I also think you made a great point towards the end. He needs to get around other people who've walked the path that he's on, because I think sometimes if you're in that situation, if you only know what you know.
Yeah.
You are unconsciously incompetent, and that sounds really harsh, but it's not. There's 4 levels of consciousness, and unconsciously
What are they?
Unconsciously incompetent, which means you don't know what you don't know. There's consciously incompetent, so you know what you don't know. There's consciously. I'll come back to you on that. There's 4 of them though. But effectively,
Come on here,
you
trying
don't
to
know.
spout your expertise.
Oh, Google it. The 4 levels of consciousness. Hang on.
Well, you
unconsciously incompetent.
Google it while I'll tell people about
you've
a
had
brand
the
new
time.
segment in the show.
Bloody hell. We're about 3 days in at this point. There's no one left listening, Sinclair. They've all
Can
gone.
we get the hand in shot,
Jesus.
Ben? Ben is I want the hand in shot, so that we can see that it's been. Choose a camera. We've got 24 today. So Ben here is handing a brand new envelope as we reveal a brand new part of the show. Have you made a jingle for this?
No, I haven't.
No.
You can have this one instead.
This is a private and confidential letter. I don't know if you can see that on shot. Is it on there? There we go. I'll put it in the middle. It's a private and confidential letter. Now, this is an idea that I had. I texted you the other day, so you should have made a jingle about it because you knew way in advance. I'm not throwing you over the bus here. Under the bus. Over the bus. God, I'd like to say that be done. But this is, we're going to do Rate the Entrepreneur. And then we're also going to do this.
Oh my God, I forgot we've got to do... You've turned this into bloody Chris Evans' breakfast show. The amount of features this podcast
You
has got
love
now.
it. Don't just admit you love it.
I
You
do love it.
Yeah, you do. So basically, I don't know what's in this envelope, but it is my idea.
Right.
So what I text you, I want us to start playing higher or lower.
Okay.
We can have a picture of something in here. Is that right, Ben? Yeah. But there's
There's
a picture.
and something in there.
Yeah. Should we? You open it.
Okay.
And look, can you just mention the wax
Has
seal?
he wax sealed this?
I mean, this is serious. Put it on camera because so people can see the wax
that one,
seal.
wax seal.
Look at that. Okay, he's opening it up. Now,
Actually,
there
it's actually
should-
waxed shut. Have you got like a hot wax press over there?
No, he just does it by
Christ
muscle
on the
alone.
bike.
All right, what have you got
Oh,
in there?
this is good.
What have you got in there?
What a fun game. So,
Don't open it up.
no. How many billionaires are there in the world?
Oh yeah, look, get that on. If you got that on shot, who have we got on there?
We have got-
No, you turn it around and I'll read it because that's better for the viewer. Paul McCartney, Oprah Winfrey, my ex-girlfriend Taylor Swift, Elon Musk, Rupert Murdoch, and I think that at the end is Jeff Bezos with a hat, without the baldness.
Aging backwards.
I tell you, Rupert Murdoch, that's a man. He's a kingmaker, isn't he?
He is. He is many things, isn't he, Rupert Murdoch?
Yeah.
Kingmaker is one of them.
That inside here is the answer to that. But if you're playing along at home whilst watching that, we're going to discuss it, and whoever wins, higher or lower, does get a trophy. We've got a trophy.
trophy?
That. Pardon? And whoever loses. So can we have them on shot, please? I mean, we're taking this very seriously.
God, Jesus.
Look, so whoever. So we've got the trophy. And we've got a wooden spoon here and a trophy.
So
and
whoever
whoever
gets it
wins gets to take it home for the next podcast. And I'll see you in 2 minutes when we re-record episode 2. And then we get to hand it back to each other. But this is the first one of higher or lower. Okay, right. So how many billionaires are there in the world?
Come in. Let's hear your justifications. So how many billionaires are there in the world? Leave your comments. Quick, do it now. 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. What are you saying? I think I know this. I think I've read this as a random quiz fact.
I'm going to go 550.
550 billionaires around the entire world.
495, actually.
495.
Yeah. How many are you going for?
I'm going to go for 1,700.
1,700?
1,700 billionaires in the world, yeah.
Well, because you've read it somewhere.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a big difference between a millionaire and a billionaire.
Yes.
Big difference.
About two zeros.
Okay, now you should have some facts in here to quantify the answer. That's right. Ben and the team have been doing this. What's the answer?
Oh, okay. Interesting. So do I give the answer first, or do I give the? Yeah, okay. So there are. Oh, jingle ran out perfectly on time. There are 2,781 billion.
Got the wooden spoon!
Yes!
So I've got to give it to you. There you go.
Thanks,
Congratulations.
mate. Thanks, have the spoon, please.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I got the wooden spoon. That's really annoyed me. I hate it.
2,000. Oh, this is great. I love that you're annoyed. There's 2,781 billionaires as of 2024 at the time of recording, according to the 38th annual Forbes list of the world's billionaires. By the way, here, can we just take note? This is all on brand. So if you go onto Jimbo Sinclair's website or you download anything, it's all on brand. It's very nice. They have a total. So these 2,781 people have a total net worth. They a little bit more than yours. 14.2 trillion. Wow. 14.2 trillion.
Wow.
Do us a favour, get your calculator out. What is 14.2 trillion divided by 2,781?
I'm not doing
What's the
that.
average?
I haven't got enough.
Loads.
It won't work on the iPhone.
Oh, okay, fine. You have to do scientific calculator. Turn it to the side. That's almost half of the GDP of the United States, which is 28.78 trillion as of July 2024.
Well, I won the wooden spoon.
So there you go. Congratulations.
So do you like the new segment?
I love the new segment, especially as I am the winner.
And there you go.
So there we go.
And that's what I did, you see. I intentionally lost to make you the winner so that you would love the new
I
segment.
see what you've done there. I see what you've done there.
Okay, let's do 8 Traits of the Great,
Oh, my
gang. And then this episode has finished. Some people are out on a 5K run listening to this podcast and they go, I'm going to have to do 10K now. We're making people fitter and healthier.
Right.
Okay, we're doing 8 Traits of the Great Entrepreneurs. We grade all of our guests on the 8 traits of what we believe makes great entrepreneurship. Number 1 is starting with the end in mind. Where do we think?
No,
No.
you can't. Lovely guy, but you can't have that.
Number 2, passionate about their cause.
Definitely, he is that.
Okay.
I would say is that.
Untold amounts of resilience. Don't know yet, do we? So
No, we
it's a
don't
0. They master relationships with people. I think half.
He was nice, but he's mastering the wrong relationships. Just being a nice guy ain't going to get him anywhere.
Commercial awareness, 0. They innovate so they don't evaporate. I think He's trying to innovate, isn't he?
He's trying to, but yeah.
Master marketeer.
But weirdly, I think his
0.
innovation will make him evaporate quicker if he doesn't get a niche down.
Yeah. So we're giving him half then?
Yeah, he's still innovating, but he's just innovating the wrong way.
Half. Master marketeer.
Nope.
They stay teachable and curious.
I think he was that.
Okay.
But I think everyone who comes on the podcast, actually, tell a lie, not everyone
That's
who comes
3.
on the podcast is that.
3. No.
3?
3.
There you go. Scored himself a little 3.
3 out of 8.
More importantly, if you have liked this episode, if you think we've given Ashley a bit of a tough time, a bit of a rough ride, if you want to go and support him, you can go to his website.
Here we go.
And you can go and buy this for your husband, wife, significant other, because it's the gift that keeps on giving. You can, look at that. Look at that.
Can I just pause for thought
We
here?
are the champions, my friends.
I'm annoyed.
There's not many things I'm better at in life than you, Sinclair.
Are they giving you the
Useless
information?
No, have they have they held? Sorry.
You're live on Big Brother. Please do not swear.
It's sealed.
Yeah.
Vacuum packed and sealed.
Yeah, I just wondered if they were giving
Oh,
it.
shut up.
Just hazarding a guess
Really?
here. Okay, well...
Bitter is not something that I think a lot of the podcasts have seen you as before, but they have now.
There's some context there. There's 7 billion people on the planet and only 2,700 are billionaires. Madness.
See what he's doing here, listener, watcher. Even though he is significantly less intelligent with this sort of thing than I am, he's trying to spin it now.
The 7 billion people, that is 1% of the population.
E plus M equals S.
There we go. Thanks for listening, gang. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comments, do you like the new segment? If you're listening on...
If you got to the end of this, you deserve a medal of your own retro.
If you're listening on the Spotify and Apple Podcasts...
They are listening on things that haven't
You're going to have to go to YouTube
yet.
just to watch this little segment. Thanks for watching, gang. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching today, gang. I hope you enjoyed the show. Now, look, we're looking for some great businesses to come on the podcast. If you've got challenges, but you're desperate to grow your business and you can't necessarily work out how to do it on your own, you'll be a perfect candidate to come here on the podcast. It's absolutely free to come on the show. Go to my website, jamesinclair.net, and there's a podcast button. Click on the podcast button, fill in the application form, and we'll do our very best to get you on the show and try and grow your business. If you're loving the podcast, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking here. And why not give this one a watch? I think you'll like it.